Okay. The Dream Journal Test 2 with INTJs and ENTPs is complete. You can look at the pinned comment and the description to go to the Patreon and get the PDF for free. You don't even need to be a member. This is available to everybody. Took a little longer than expected. Lots of people dropped out, gave them time, tried to contact them, couldn't get a hold of them, so on and so forth. We ended up with about half the number of participants we had last time. And if we hadn't done the last Dream Journal test, I think this one, it would still be useful, but it wouldn't be as useful. The reason I still consider this one useful, despite being a son of a bitch, a demoralizing son of a bitch, I think some patterns are beginning to emerge. But we'll start with the two types. INTJs first. A few patterns I noticed. In dealing with them, they're very concerned with structure, but they ignore structure. And this is something I noticed about them outside dream journaling. They have this weird thing about structure. It's like they'll focus hard on, think everything rests on one aspect of structure while ignoring all the other aspects of structure. They'll choose one thing to get very concerned about at the cost of other things they also probably should be concerned about. And then with the dreams, I notice there's this fascination with space and time. They seem interested in the effect time has on things. And when I say space, I don't just mean in the space time sense, I mean spaces and places, forms, what constitutes things, especially in relation to time, the effect time has on these spaces and forms. There also appears to be this creeping dread of formlessness, like there's this malicious thing outside space and time. Water sticks out to me too in INTJ dreams. Water shows up in other type dreams, of course, but with INTJ dreams, it seems to show up often, and on an intuitive level, that sticks out to me, and I'm not sure what to do with that yet. I'm sure it has something to do with the space and time fascination. Another detail, they're very specific about sensory details. Now, we mentioned last time there might be something in the inferior function playing a role in dreams, and that tracks here, but I need to think about it more. I also noticed the INTJs dreamed about typology while they were dreaming. Not all of them, but a few of them did. And I don't remember that occurring in other types. At least not to that extent. To the extent you are thinking about typology while you're dreaming, trying to work things out on a typological level. Then we have the ENTPs. Only two, and one of them had only one dream entry. So that limits what we can do right now, but what I picked up on with what we have, people, especially groups of people, feature prominently, but there's no identity to them, or very little identity. Again, very limited with what we can do solely with them right here, right now, but everything we gather contributes to figuring more things out later as we gather even more information. And I'm most interested in what might be a pattern in areas of focus in dreams between types. I'm beginning to wonder if each type has an unconscious realm of focus. As in the unconscious world, these are the sorts of things each type focuses on. So, incorporating what we picked up in the last Dream Journal test, INTPs seem focused on abnormality, and ENTJs seem focused on normality. But they're both focused on what shouldn't be, but different sides of what shouldn't be. You have the INFJs and their weird thing about travel and morality, but particularly the breaking of morals. And now you have the INTJs with their space-time thing and the water and the form and formless. This is going to take a lot more work to lock down, but I think there's something here. And that would be information loaded with implications. What does it mean that people have unconscious areas of focus specific to their type? What does that imply? What does that do for us? What does that mean? And that's why I think the ENTP perspective here is interesting, even though we didn't get a ton of ENTPs. If INTPs and ENTJs are shadow types, and they seem concerned with different sides of the same thing, then what is this other side of time and form that ENTPs might be interested in or focused on, dedicated to? Is it the human form or the human blob within the stream? I don't know yet, but I think there's something there to be figured out. And we were supposed to have ENFPs this time. We had one ENFP during the data collection. We got no new ENFPs, and then the ENFP for the Dream Journal test dropped out. And so did the ISTP, which is fine. Thanks to the INTJs and ENTPs, this is still, or the ENTPs who participated, this is still useful. And it's all illuminating more of the cavern. We're getting an idea of what there is to look for. So once again, to read these dream journal logs for yourself, follow the link in the description or pinned comment to the Patreon. You don't need to be a member. You don't even need to be a free member. Free to everybody. But if you want to stay in the loop and receive updates when we do stuff like this, subscribe to the Patreon free and you'll receive notifications. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't.